This is Charter Local Edition. I'm Brad Pomerance. We're in San Jose today, the California Democratic Party Convention 2016, and we are joined today by Mike Gatto. He is a member of the California State Assembly, and I'm walking around and I see all these hats that say, Gatto love him, and it seems to me there's a reason these hats are floating around, because I've heard rumors, and those rumors are that Mike Gatto may be running statewide in 2018. He's here to tell us if those rumors are true. True?
Well, so I've heard the rumors too.
You've heard those rumors?
I have,
yes.
and I, had told people that I wanted a little bit of a break.
Right.
From politics for a while, and
you had been rumored to be running for the state senate, and you are not
right.
running for that seat.
That's right, and I have young children, and 2 years in 2018 gives them the ability to grow up a little bit and start school, and
right.
So I'm looking very strongly at it, and I hope to be making an announcement very soon.
So let's talk about making that jump from the California State Assembly, where you represent about 500,000 people,
right,
to the state of California, where there are 38 million people in 58 counties.
Right.
How do you make that jump? What's the path?
Right.
What's the plan?
So it's daunting. It really
Right.
is daunting to figure on that many people, or within that many people. But I've said in my entire time in the state legislature that yes, we have districts, and yes, we have parochial concerns, but it can't always be about my district
Right.
and my neighborhood. It has to be about my state
Right.
at some point. We do represent the entire state. When I pass a bill, of course, it affects everybody,
Of
all up
course.
and down the state.
Well stated.
And so we do have to have a statewide outlook, and I've tried to do that. And then I also get around a lot. I get around the state a lot.
No, you do.
And
Yeah.
I try to.
So do I.
And
I get around a lot too.
And I try to talk to as many people as possible.
So tell me about our state. What have you learned? Tell me about the 58 counties, or at least not every one, but the regions.
Well, it's a beautiful state,
Yes.
and you can understand a lot of the parochialism.
Oh, yes.
You go to parts of the state. I'm an LA boy. I grew up
Yes.
near the LA River, and it was so shocking to me to see a river with dirt and with trees.
Oh, I know.
And of course,
I know,
because the
I
LA
know.
River is paved with cement.
It is. But are we as parochial as we think we are, or do we really is there a commonality within our great states?
There is a commonality. The commonality is that everybody came here for a better life. There's a lot of people who came here from the Midwest for a better life, and of course there's a lot of people who came here from other countries for a better life. And that California dream still runs true in this state. There's a lot of people who still believe in it. I still believe in it. And when you talk to people in San Francisco or San Diego, you can see it in their eyes when they talk about their communities. So
you've represented a district that has been fairly safe, Democratic-wise, in terms of party preference. You'd be running statewide, a fairly blue state, but be that as it may. But my question really, though, is that when you're running in a state, you're representing everyone. You'll be the whatever job you run for, maybe treasurer, I don't know. I didn't say that, but be that as it may, how do you appeal and serve all 38 million Californians?
Sure. Well, I talk with them about things that I've done that appeal to them. I mean, when I was one of the lead negotiators for the water bond, we wanted to make sure that every single part of the state was taken care of.
And you probably learned a lot about the state in that negotiation.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, up and down.
Yes, the water needs of various regions are very important. And other legislation I passed, the rainy day fund, that benefits everybody. A lot of things that I've championed, they really are issues of statewide concern.
Let's talk about an area which I'm sure you would learn a lot about, and you already have, I'm no doubt, and that is how we regulate our great states.
Yes.
And one of those regulatory agencies is known as the Public Utilities Commission. In all candor, it happens to regulate the industry in which I work, but the focus of your bill really is not about that. It is about some concerns that you have with regard to the San Bruno disaster in the Bay Area and the current disaster in Porter Ranch. Talk to us about how you believe the PUC fell down in its duties with regard to those two incidents.
Sure. So it's not just Porter Ranch and San Bruno. When I go all around the state, there's not one corner of the state that's not concerned with the PUC.
Okay.
In the Bay Area, of course, it's the San Bruno explosion. In Los Angeles, it's the Porter Ranch gas leak. But in Orange County and San Diego County, it's the fallout, no pun intended, from San Onofre.
Which has closed down.
The storage of nuclear waste. In the Central Valley, it's these oil trains that are carrying back in shale oil through their communities, where they're concerned that they're not necessarily regulated proper.
Well, the Napomo Santa Maria refinery,
That's right.
and then Diablo Canyon in San Luis Obispo.
And here's an agency that regulates everything from your cable bill, as you noted, to your cell phone bill, to your landline, to Uber and Lyft, to limousines, hot air balloons,
right.
gas utilities, electric utilities.
So do you feel as if the time has come to eliminate that agency?
I wouldn't say eliminate. I think that the CPUC needs to focus on, or our regulators in California need to focus on things that can explode, like gas pipelines,
right.
and things that can shock you, like electrical utilities. And then I think they need to focus on consumer protection in other areas. But this idea that they're going to spend, a number of years determining whether an Uber driver background check should be 7 years or 8.5 years, while we have gas pipelines literally blowing up, that to me is kind of disturbing.
So where do you want to go with this? Because I understand you have something called the PURE Act, and it's bold. Yes. It's bold. Tell me about it.
Well, so this proposal would go before the voters, and it would strip the CPUC from its protections, and it would say, we're going to rethink the way that we regulate these entities, because in 2016, nobody would constitute the PUC as it is now. This is the creature of the Railroad Commission in 1911. It sort of suffers from mission creep over the years. It regulates more and more and more, but now it's too busy. We want regulators that are more specialized, more focused, more in tune with what the public needs, and we're asking the public to vote on this, and then to give the legislature the authority to split up the CPUC, to give its regulatory authority to different commissions and different entities that will better serve the public.
So last year there was some CPUC reform passed. The governor vetoed it. Yes. This year, I see you're taking a different path, going to the voters. So explain, as a parliamentary matter, what happens. This has to pass the legislature by 50+1?
No, this passes the legislature by a 2/3 margin.
To get it onto the ballot?
That's right. It then goes to the public, and the public...
But does the governor have to sign it?
No, no signature needed.
Okay, there's the parliamentary genius of Mike Gatto. Okay.
Well, look, I respect this governor tremendously.
Right.
I mean, of course we differ. I mean, I have disagreements with family members. But I did support those 6 reforms last year, and I was disappointed he vetoed them.
Okay, so it goes to the voters arguably in November of 2016. A little esoteric. I mean, back me up there. A little, yes, we're going to be voting on president and Senate, and how do you get people to focus on this, which, like you said, if you didn't know, the CPUC has tremendous influence. Yes.
What I can tell you is that I had people in the San Fernando Valley of Los Angeles calling me, and not just one family, calling me weeping, because of what happened at Porter Ranch. I mean, for people who don't know, there's this huge gas leak. They were out of their homes for Thanksgiving and the holidays after that. And people were really, really, really offended that the CPUC did not notice this.
Right.
Their job is to keep us safe. And when the critical jobs are not getting done, it's time to rethink how the regulators are constituted in the state.
But how do you frame a message around an initiative when you're going to have minimum wage on the ballot? I mean, this ballot,
the message is simple.
Yeah.
Everyone's heard the phrase "too big to fail."
Oh, yes.
The CPUC is too big to succeed.
Oh, wow.
It's that simple.
Talk to me about this convention. What do you think? 2016, a lot of excitement in the air.
Yes, I'm very excited to see Joe Biden speaking today.
I love
Joe Biden, and he's going to be here today, and that still gets me very excited.
Right.
And it's great to be here with so many members of the public, and hearing their viewpoints. Some of my best bill ideas come from people just walking up to me saying, "Hey, why don't you do this or that?"
How'd you get this idea?
This idea was came from just really examining how the PUC does things.
And you're chair of Utilities and Commerce, correct?
Yes, I am.
Have you enjoyed that? It's a new position for you.
I was very. Lawmakers talk a lot about being humbled, but I was really humbled by getting this position. It is a daunting learning curve. I mean, to sit there and learn about all these different things, cable regulation and cell phone regulation and electrical and everything like that. But it's been a whirlwind. I'm very excited. I took over in the midst of this Porter Ranch gas leak, and I tried to serve the public there as best as I could.
His name is Mike Gatto. There are rumors floating around that he may be running statewide in 2018, but right now he is a member of the California State Assembly. He is with us in San Jose at the California Democratic Party Convention. My name is Pomerance. Thanks so much for joining us on Charter Local Edition.